You can text 07786 202 956. That's just a bit of fun. We're back to the first subject of the week here on Mornings with me, Joanne Malin. It's just approaching 10 past 10. I'm asking this morning if your children or grandchildren have ever taught you anything. Complete role reversal. And that's why John and Edward are in the studio. And I will repeat, they are not Jedward. It's Edward and John Cutler. And Edward is now 20, and he opened his own funeral directing business last year, June last year. Very brave move for anybody in these economic times that we're struggling with at the moment. But for a lad of 19 then to start his own firm, absolutely fantastic. But the difference part of this relationship, and what makes it unusual, is that Edward has persuaded his dad to come into the business, John. And Edward has taught his dad, as his trainee, everything there is to know about funeral directing. So we heard about the story and what he's taught you this morning, John. Was it weird to have your teenage son sort of?
Yeah, I mean, it's slightly odd. I mean, Ed and I have always been very close, as I am with my other children, but we have a lot of sort of common hobbies as well. So we've always spent a lot of time together, and Ed still lives at home with us as well. And even Mum's helps out, and Mum's running the office at the moment while we're here. So it's
we've even had Nan at the shop as well. So.
Your Nan's been at the shop as well. So this Cutler Family Funeral Directors in Four Oaks is truly a family business.
Yeah,
Actually,
absolutely.
we just got to hold it there, boys, because we've got an Alvin Stardust call. Joan in Tetnall. Good morning, Joan.
Hello.
Hello. Can you tell me anything about Alvin, Joan?
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit older than you see. I'm in my 60s.
Okay.
But Alvin Stardust was also previously named as Shane Fenton.
Oh, okay.
When he was in his younger years. And
Yeah.
then he changed his name to Alvin Stardust.
Wow, I wonder where
I
he
don't
got
know.
Alvin
I
Stardust
don't know.
from.
And I can't. If you look on, I haven't got the computer on, but if you look on, you might find some hits by him.
Okay.
But definitely he was Shane Fenton.
Okay, well, you've confirmed that he's Shane Fenton. So far I know he's formerly Shane Fenton. He's 68 years old. I
Well,
wonder if that's his real name then, Shane Fenton.
I don't think so. He was originally married. Oh God, what was his first wife? They were divorced. Oh God, one.
I think he's been married a few times.
Yeah, but he was married. His first marriage was to somebody quite famous.
Oh, okay.
just remember
Well, let's
the
try. We won't try and track down his wives, but
No, but anyway, Shane Fenton. You could probably track down some of his
Yes.
previous hits.
Brilliant. All right.
Okay.
Joan, lovely to speak to you this morning. Keep listening. That's Joan in Tetnall confirming that Alvin Stardust was originally known as Shane Fenton, but she doesn't think that's his real name. Anybody else with any facts on Alvin? Get in touch this morning. Malin at bbc.co.uk, or you can text 07786 202 956. What have your children taught you? We're talking about at the moment. Edward, brand new business last year, can't be easy. You're 20 now. How are things going?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah, we're more than pleased with how things have gone in our first 10 months. Obviously, we've still got 2 months to go before it's the end of our first year. Things have been hard with providing 24-hour service, because we also do that for other funeral directors as well. So we cover our 24-hour service as well as other people's.
Oh, so you're like a locum for other funeral directors?
That's right, yeah. So that's
why are you
been
doing that? Just to try and
what helps with the business, you know.
money,
yeah, and it's good, builds up good relationships with other funeral directors. But it's all been worth the hard work for the first year. So,
John, is it true to say that in a recession that funeral directing businesses aren't effective because people still die and people still want funerals?
I think where they're affected is the available money to spend on funerals. People, I think, are generally been less flamboyant than they may otherwise have been. And why have a car for six if a car for do will do, really? So I think it is affected with that. But in terms of the overall number of funerals, of course, it wouldn't be affected by the recession.
And John, did you teach your dad anything? Looking back now, we've heard about what your son taught you. Did you teach your dad? Was he a businessman like you?
No, my dad worked all his life for Dunlop, or the vast majority of his life for Dunlop. But strangely, he actually did a bit of work for me when I had a logistics business, because Dad had got a background in tyres and tyre design, and he developed a tyre policy for what was my company at the time. So I had the chance to work with my dad for a little while as well.
So your dad came to work with you, and now you've gone to work with your son, keeping it in the family, or what? Edward, what's the most popular funeral at the moment?
I'd say a traditional funeral, you know, the hearse and the one following limousine.
Not the horse and the carriage?
I'd say some areas that probably is, but in our area...
in Four Oaks?
Yeah, Sutton Coldfield, it's just the normal traditional funeral.
And a coffin, when it comes to a coffin?
Just an oak or a mahogany.
See, I want one of those wicker baskets that's biodegradable and, you know, not too expensive.
They're not as popular at the moment, but I'm sure in years to come there will be.
Okay, well, when we talk about funerals on another day, I shall get you in and we can discuss all different types of funerals and death on that happy day. And anyway, it's lovely to speak to you, Edward and John Cutler. Good luck with the business. It's the Cutler Family Funeral Directors in Four Oaks, and it's lovely to hear your story this morning. Thank you, guys.
The Chancellor Alistair Darling has delivered his budget to the Commons. Stamp duty abolished for